Hi-Rez announces tons of mid-season changes to Smite. Royale is starting up ranked tournaments already with more than 10 grand on the table. Phoenix Labs announces the next expansion for Dauntless, and Bless shows off its new 5-floor elite dungeon. Coming back. What's up, guys? James Blonde here with a weekly recap for gaming news and announcements of the week of July 20th, 2018. And starting out the news this week, Dynamite Studios dropped some big fractured news on us this week. First, they revealed their plan for regional servers and localization. Now, initially their plan was to have a single worldwide server that all players could connect to. The community largely rejected this idea, figured it was a bad idea, so they decided that regional servers would be best. Testing will begin on a single server, US East, and expand based on the player activity. Furthermore, Dynamite hosted a Q&A livestream on YouTube this week discussing the crafting and building systems coming to Fractured, which is kind of exciting. So if you're curious, you can check out the video on demand on their official YouTube channel, which is also linked in the description below. Next up, it looks like we have quite a bit of high-res news this week. First up, we've got an announcement of the Realm Royale tournaments that started this week. They are the Realm Royale Invitational tournaments that feature streamers and master rank players competing in duo matches twice a week on Tuesday and Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Each one of these tournaments will actually have a $10,000 prize pool, and participating streamers are invited to stream their own point of view throughout the tournament, so you can catch it in various ways on Twitch and I'm sure YouTube. Teams will play 10 games, 5 on the EU and 5 on the US servers. Points will actually be rewarded similar to golf, with the lower score being better. So each elimination a team achieves will earn them a negative point. So positive and negative points are actually added together for the overall score. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely wouldn't mind being either a streamer or a player in this. Granted, I'm actually playing decent. $10,000, not bad. Moving on to other high-res news, the mid-season update for Smite is finally here. Smite is receiving an absolute truckload of changes in this update, like always, including the addition of an early surrender system, which apparently is really in high demand, where a team may surrender before 10 minutes if a player DCs within the first 3 minutes and does not return. I have a feeling, though, if they were to fix some of the DC problems that they've had lately, then that might also not be a problem. But that's a different argument for a different day. Active players on the surrendering team will lose no ranked points, and the DC player will actually lose twice the normal amount of ranked points. Ranked Conquest will also no longer allow parties of any size due to the reintroduction of the timed queues system. The hope is that with the new queuing method, which will be based on MMR rather than when you queued, will allow for more even matchups and will better handle placement of players at extreme ends of their divisions. Thank goodness. Supports also get some major love in a way of bonus XP, along with a ton of new skins and item changes like always, including the reintroduction of some mask items, whereas they offer up some awesome benefits with some negative trade-offs like sacrificing damage for mobility as an example. Freya, Bakasura, Alpwash, and Ravna get some pretty hefty changes to their kits as well. Like Ravna has actually changed from warrior to assassin this time around, with stats changes both up and down. That sort of drastic stuff. Oh, and we officially heard about a new map entirely for Arena. It is official. Like I said, lots of stuff, so for the complete breakdown, you're going to want to check out the link in the description below. Up next, Phoenix Labs is proud to announce that Dauntless has reached the 2 million player milestone since launching an open beta this past May. To celebrate, they announced that their next major content expansion in Dauntless, the Coming Storm, will further evolve the Shattered Isles for players worldwide on August 9th. The Coming Storm expansion begins when an Ostian dreadnought crashes into Ramsgate. This will reshape the city and introduce new NPCs, stories, and quests to the game. The Ostian faction also brings with them exciting new technology that will let them craft new weapons and gear to tackle the behemoth threat. Koshai, the Sovereign of Thorns, also arrives, and his arrival has shaken up the other beasts, causing them to evolve and change their patterns and behavior. So I'd say expect some pretty beast boss fights, and yeah, stronger behemoths. Bring it on. In some other MMO news, the Destiny 2 update for July 1.2.3 went live this past week, introducing 6v6 quick play for the Crucible, Iron Banner upgrades, fine-tuning to the exotic armor, and exotic catalyst. Now, we don't typically talk about this MMO, but Some people have been requesting some other games that we want to kind of branch out to, and, you know, Destiny 2 is pretty awesome. The biggest part of this update is the Solstice of Heroes event. This event celebrates the year anniversary of Towerfall. This celebration begins on July 31st, and you begin it with Ikor Array at the Statue of Heroes. It will track your Moments of Triumph progress and grant event armor that you can upgrade at power 340 and again at 400. The Moments of Triumph will also be tracked on the Bungie website. That's just some of the updates. There are plenty more to read about at the site posted at MMOs.com. Bless Online's early access build received a huge patch this past week, which brings the Migraturus Elite Dungeon for level 45 players. Migraturus can be entered once per day, and the limit on equipment points to enter is 9,903. There are 5 floors of challenges for each player, and each floor has its own boss. Good luck. Luckily, level 45 heroic weapons can drop from the final boss, and other enchantment items will be available throughout. This update also brings a new action control mode for most of the classes, increases loot from dungeons, and balance changes. As always, you can check out the patch notes, which are linked in the description below. And finally, for a last bit of news, it's time to celebrate Summer Solstice, even though it's already started, with the start of the Summer Festival in Tera on PC. Whether you're headed to Castanica for the Beach Bash or Baldur's Refuge for the return of the Festival of the Sun, there is a lot of in-game rewards, events, and socializing to be had. Players can strut their stuff on the beaches of Castanica during this year's Beach Bash, but be wary of some of the local aquatic life who may or may not be excited to see their swimsuit-clad guests. They keep talking about crabs, and I don't know if it's that kind of crabs or, you know, that kind of crabs. You'll get to enjoy summer-themed activities, including blasting sea monsters with water cannons, watermelon smashing competitions, and building sandcastles along the sunny shores of Dragon Turtle Beach. There's so much more to see and do for this event, and will run through July 31st on Tera for PC. There are, of course, also fun cosmetics to pick up, grabbing the latest swimwear, and in addition, the previous year styles actually started making a comeback each week this past month, so we're already a couple of weeks into that, so you might want to check that out. Anyway, guys, that's about it for all the major news and announcements for this week. Like always, thanks for your support. For more information on the news topics, check the links in the description below. Feel free to discuss the news or even more news in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.